Welcome back to my podcast. My name is Stacey and I'm coming to you from Plymouth in the southwest of England. This is a podcast mainly about knitting, but there's also a little bit of crochet sometimes, and a little bit of chatter and anything else that I might be doing. I would like to say welcome back to all my everyone who's always followed me before, and welcome to any new subscribers that I've had, any new viewers, and thank you for all the comments about my mum on the last podcast. She's still in the ICU, but yeah, it's a slow process, so they're slowly reducing the sedation, so she's able to sort of communicate with us. She can't talk properly because she's got a tracheotomy in, so she's getting frustrated, and she's still in quite a lot of pain, but yeah, progress is progress, even if it's slow. I'm hoping that I might be allowed to go and see her this week, which would be really good. But yeah, so thank you for everyone that commented, wishing my mum well and that. And also with regards to the comments, I've done the draw for the giveaway, and I will announce that a bit later once I've talked about some of my knitting things. It's Tuesday today, Tuesday the 17th of August, I think, and I have a few bits to show you. I've got a couple of finished objects, some works in progress, and a few acquisitions. Yeah, so let's start on that, and then we'll do some I do some chatter and things at the end. Have I missed anything? Yes, I have. You can find me on Instagram as Heartmoor and on Ravelry as Heartmoor as well. I try to keep my projects up to date on Ravelry. I don't put a lot of detail into them, but I put on when I've started and finished them. And I'm on Instagram sort of periodically, so head on over if you want to. Right, so I keep looking to the side because that's where like my big pile of stuff is. Yeah, let's get started, shall we? So my first finished object, it's been 2 weeks, but it's been a really busy 2 weeks, so I can't remember what I showed you in the last podcast. So I'm pretty sure I had started the Simple Pleasures hat by Purl, Soho. It's a free pattern, and here's my bag. It's in my bag by Amelia Joy. This was a birthday present from my friend Cherie. And yeah, it's a lovely bag. It's got all sorts of fun goals on it, things that we should be doing, should be achieving, etc. So yeah, this is the Simple Pleasures hat by Purl, Soho. And the yarn I used, I'll show you it. I finished it. So here it is. I did the children's size. This is the large junior size. Basically it's a free pattern. So you knit really long rib. This is held double, and then you hold it single with a alpaca or a mohair, and then you just fold up the rib and you have a lovely hat. It's a child size, but it does fit me. Oh, I like that. I might actually have to make one myself. Yeah, but it fits my daughter fine and it'll last her for a couple of years. So, oh, I do like that. I like that colour a lot. So this yarn, so it's a really good hat, really simple. It just didn't take very long. Is by Beehive. Let's pop that down. It's by Beehive Yarns, and it's the colour Pretty Vacant. And I used the 75-25 for sort of the rib and the main part of the hat, along with the kid mohair and silk, which is also in the colour Pretty Vacant. So I used the needles that are in the pattern. I can't remember what that was now, apart from apart from when I had to change to DPNs, because I don't have that many sets of DPNs. So I had to use, I used 3.5mm DPNs for the top. But you don't need the DPNs for very many decreases. So yeah, really like that, really happy with that. And now I've just got to make another one, which I will show you the yarn I've got for that one later. So that's one winter knit down. I'm thinking I might submit this to This Knitty Life's Christmas in July, because it's a winter knit, so I think it qualifies. And she's running it to the end of August, This Knitty Life. She's podcasting on Instagram, so I think I'm going to submit that to her Christmas in July, because I like that. Okay, so that's FO number 1, and now I've shown you I can let her wear it. Not that it's cold enough yet. It's windy today and a bit cooler, but it's not cold enough for a winter hat. Next FO. I don't think I'd started these on the last podcast. They are in my bag from the Little Grey Girl. It's one of those little triangle-y thing bags by the Little Grey Girl. It's got a nice handle for, you know, when you're knitting and you want to knit and walk. I can't do that, but it's great for those that do. And inside here I have a pair, let me find a pair of finished socks. Let me find my sock blockers and I will put them on and show you. I knit all my socks on 2.5 DPNs, 2.5mm DPNs, cast on 64 stitches. That's what I do for all my socks. Sorry, taking my time. Let's get these on the blockers and then I can show you properly. Awkward silence. Okay, here they are. Here are, I can't even hold them properly. Here are my socks. I have 2. Obviously, I'll just show you one. So the yarn for this, I can't find the tag, but it's a simple, it's just a yak yarn, undyed yak yarn, which I got from Hedgerow Yarns. I think the normal is merino. It's got some merino nylon and then some yak. And the yak is what gives it this lovely colour. So this is undyed. And I just did a simple 3x1 rib. I'll show you. I did a really long 3x1 rib, which I intend to fold over. I didn't do any cuff on it because I, you know, planned to wear them as like ankle socks. Folded over 3x1 rib all the way down to the toe, heel flap and gusset, and just a simple toe. So really simple socks. Like I say, no cuff on them. It's just a rib all the way down, just a 3x1, just a pattern. It's not, I didn't follow any particular pattern, just sort of my own sock recipe. But I really, really like them. They're really warm. Yeah, really, really warm. Really nice. And with the folded over cuff, I think they're going to be really lovely with a pair of boots in the winter. So that's those started and finished all in 2 weeks, which is good. And now I don't have a pair of socks on my needles, so I'm not sure what to do about that. I've got some options which I will talk about later. So I'm really pleased with those. I took those off the blocker, so now I can wear them. Well, actually, I need to get a photo of them first, and then I can wear them. And I've got this much left, which I don't think is too bad. I haven't weighed it yet. I might be able to get a pair of kid shorties out of these, or use these as an accent, heel, toes and cuffs on something else. But because they're quite a long rib on this, it used quite a lot of yarn. So, but I haven't weighed it yet. But once I do, I'll know how much I've got left to use for something else. Okay, that's my 2 finished objects. I have some works in progress. So I will start with the one I've probably done the least on, which is here. So these are the mitts, which last week I called the feather and fan mitts, and they're not. They're the My Cup of Tea mitts. I did put it in the drop down box on the last if you want to, I can't remember who they were by, but they were in the drop down box on the last podcast, and I will try and put everything in the drop down box on this video as well, just so everyone knows. But they're the My Cup of Tea mitts. I haven't done an awful lot on these. I'm using this lovely yarn from Blue Fern Yarns called Acer. I don't know if she sells it anymore, but I really, really love this colour. Beautiful raspberry sort of colour. And I'd finished the first one I showed you last week. I'll just pop it on again, just to show you. I think that's actually supposed to be the other way around. Hang on. There we go. And it's this beautiful sort of pattern. It is a free pattern. My Cup of Tea mitts. Really, really beautiful. Just, yeah, really lovely pattern on that side. And last time I had just done the bottom rib. And as you can see, I have done, oh look, I'll show you. This is my DPN Cozies by So Re Me. Because you're going to see that in a minute. It's by So Re Me. And yeah, so I've just done 2 repeats of the pattern so far. It's really hard to show you, but there we go. So yeah, I'd finished the rib had been done last year, but I've done 2 repeats of that. And my cute little progress keeper is this little sparkly gold cat. That's by Lana Boo shop. Really, really pretty. So that's where I'm at with those. I'm using DPN size 3mm DPNs. I can't remember what the pattern calls for, but generally I go up slightly because of my tight gauge. But the 3mm is fine and they fit me fine. So yeah, I've done a couple of rounds on that one. So hopefully I'll get those finished in time for autumn, which is only 2 weeks away. I love autumn. It is my favourite season, well, autumn and winter, but yeah, it's only 2 weeks away now, so excited for that. Where should I put those? Let's put them back down there because they're in my pile of things that if I put them away, I won't do them. What else? Oh yes, so I had started my love note last time. My love note by Tin Can Knits. Yes, it is. There's that. I haven't got the whole pattern printed out, but that's sort of how it looks. But it's by Tin Can Knits. And I had ripped right back, if you remember. And let me get it out. God, I've got things everywhere in here. I'd ripped it right back, completely frogged it. Didn't want to do a provisional cast on. Here is the frogged stuff. I just started a new ball. I couldn't be bothered to completely unfrog it yet. I will, but I haven't unfrogged that yet. And this is in my self-dyed bag, which I talk about in the last episode. It's a bit purpley and pink, but you know, when you dye something yourself, you reap the consequences. Anyway, it's by Drops. I don't know why I'm doing this in front of my mouth. Drops Puna, which is 100% alpaca. Does say that somewhere. Yeah, 100% alpaca. Really, really soft. Love this yarn a lot. So I was saying how I didn't really want to do the provisional cast on again. It was just putting me off starting it. And someone commented below in my previous podcast that to have a look on Ravelry at all the projects, because a lot of people haven't done the provisional cast on. So I did, and I found several different ways that people had done it. So I cast on, I can't remember how many stitches, however many you're supposed to have at the end, I cast on in a stretchy cast on and just worked backwards basically. So I have started it again. I'm halfway, so yeah, basically instead of doing the provisional cast on, I've just cast on at the rib. It's quite stretchy, so that should go over my neck, no problem. And I don't want to lose any stitches, but obviously it's all, I'm using a really small thing, this wiry thing, whatever you call it, the bit. I'm using the small one. And I've just done half of the first, or have I done 10, or have I just done 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm halfway through the first pattern repeat. So not very far. but at least I've started it. I've got it cast on, and then when I've got sort of the brain power to make something with them that involves looking at lace and involves concentration, then I can pick this up. And I'm using interchangeable needles, and they are 6mm. So yeah, I've started it. So at least it's not a complete waste, you know. If I have to cast something on straight away, and if I don't, things just don't get done. So cast it on straight away, did the first part of the pattern, and now at least I can work on that whenever I want to. So that is that. Pop that down there as well. I have one, what's in that bag? No, I haven't started this yet. So that is my, oh, it is in here. I'm getting my bags mixed up. I'm missing a bag. No, I'm not. It's in there. Really confused today. I don't know why. It's because I think it's because we were away at the weekend. We went up to London, and we've come back and it's Tuesday, and I don't normally podcast on a Tuesday, so it just feels a bit strange. But okay, so I think I mentioned last week that I wanted to do cast on the Bolton Pass Shawl by Espace Tricot. It was released on Monday, on the 9th of August, and I cast it on Monday, on the 9th of August, and I don't seem to have my yarn here. Oh yes, I do. So I'm doing, yeah, it's the Bolton Pass Shawl by Espace Tricot. It's a free pattern. This is the yarn I'm using. It is by Erica Knight, and it is the 100 British Blue 100 grams, so it's 100% BFL. Yeah, by Erica Knight. I bought this yarn for my birthday a few weeks ago, and it's really lovely. It's quite soft for 100% wool, I think. I really like it. It's a nice neutral colour. I'm into the neutrals at the moment, as you can probably tell. And I haven't done too much. It starts off, I mean, it's a free pattern, so I can say a little bit. It starts off with a rib. So it's a rib and a garter. So half of it's sort of, it's like a weird triangle. So the rib sort of comes in weird shape, and then the triangle joins it of garter stitch. So I cast on with the rib section. It's quite long. It's like 230 odd stitches that you start with. But I'll just show you a section. So it's twisted rib, 1 by 1 twisted rib. And you can see here where I'm making, let me show you the right side, that is the right side, show you making increases and creating like a, so that's where it's decreasing, not increases, decreases, and creating like a border on that side. And yeah, so that's as far as I've got. I think it's gonna be quite a long, take quite a while to do, but I really like it so far. Got my little stitch markers. I don't remember where they came from. I don't have many stitch markers, so I'm using, I've got little, there he is, little Father Christmas there, can you see him? And I've got a beautiful feather. I don't know where this one came from, but I really like that one. Nice feather, progress keeper, and then over here I've got a little yellow star. I think it came in the same sort of Christmas set as Father Christmas. And I'm using 4.5mm needles, which I think is what the pattern calls for. But this is a really good project for when you don't want to think. You just gotta, as long as you don't get your rib too wrong, you know, you've got to remember. I think there might be the odd place where I've forgotten to do a twisted rib and just done a normal rib on the odd stitch. But in the grand scheme of things, you're just not going to see that once it's a massive shawl. So really pleased with that. I'm working on that one in the background, and that is in my lovely bag that I won in a podcast competition from the lovely Karen at Stitches and Jacks. She has a fabulous podcast and is also on Instagram. So that's my Rainbow Stitches and Jacks bag, which I love. So my shawl is living, yeah. Where is it? My shawl is living in there at the moment. And that is all my FOs. No, it's not. That's all my works in progress. So, only got a couple. I don't like to have too many on the go because I feel that I just get overwhelmed and then I don't concentrate. And then I forget, like if I'm doing one with a pattern in and I like to know where I'm at, I just forget things. So I don't like to have too many on the go so that I have a regular sort of turnover of what I'm working on. I do have ready to go. So I did this pink hat that I showed you just now. And I said my other daughter wanted a purple one. So I have caked up this gorgeous bright purple from, and this is also from Beehive Yarns because it was just the right shade of purple. And this is not that. And it's not that. And I don't seem to have the ball band for this one. So this is a beautiful bright purple on her website. I can't remember what the colourway is, but it's a 75-25 again. And she does sell the mohair to match it. But I've got so much mohair left from this one. I'm now thinking that I might do this in the rib and then match the pink mohair with the purple. So the top is like a pinky purple. It's just a waste otherwise because I've got so much mohair left. So I'm thinking I might mix this with the pink for the second hat for my other daughter. But that is all caked up, ready to go. So that'll be another Simple Pleasures hat. So that's waiting to be started in my pile. Also, I'm going to start another pair of socks soon. Now I'm torn, so I need some advice, some suggestions, recommendations. What do you think type question. So this will sort of lead me into acquisitions, and then I'll do the winner of the giveaway. So I'm torn between I've got lots of pretty sort of yarns. I'm thinking of doing a lacy sock. So I've got a choice of a lacy sock or a self-striping sock, or I can start my Christmas knitting. Now, normally I don't start my Christmas knitting until the 1st of September. It's like a thing, like it's September, it's autumn. Now I can start my Christmas knitting, and I feel wrong starting it in August. I know I've done the hat, but the hat's an autumn sort of thing, isn't it? Christmas gift knitting, I don't feel like I can start it till September. Now I know that severely limits how much time I have to do things, but that's just how I work. So I can either do a pretty lacy one, which I've got loads of yarn for in my stash, or I bought this on a de-stash, and it's by Felt Fusion. You see that? Block the light. Felt Fusion in the colourway Pink Chakra. It's a 75-25. I mean, look at it. Seriously. That's amazing. I cannot wait to see how this knits up. Absolutely love those colours. And I saw it in the de-stash and I was like, yes, that's mine. And there's a little progress keeper attached with some little buttons on. I don't know if that came with the yarn or came from the person that the lady I bought it in the de-stash off of, but that's really cute. So these are begging to be knitted up, but these are not for Christmas. These are just going to be fun stripy socks. So that's a choice. Then I've got, excuse me, there's going to be some, I should have opened this before I started the podcast. Let me just rustle really quickly. Okay. So then I bought, Nora George Yarns started releasing some colourways for Christmas as her label, and this is the first one I think she's released. It's Nora George, her Christmas label, and these are called Peppermint Candy Canes, and it's 250-gram skeins, 75-25. Yeah, I really like that. So I'm torn between mismatched socks. So one in this with this is one sock in this with this is the accent, and one in this with this is the accent, or do 2 socks in this and use this as the accent, or vice versa. I can't decide. if I do kids socks in these, I could probably get 2 pairs. So I could do 2 in one and 2 in the other. I can't decide. But anyway, so this is my first of my Christmas knits. I can't decide if they're going to be my Christmas socks or my kids' Christmas socks. But I really like these. And I'm going to keep an eye out for... She said she's doing a whole series of Christmas colourways. So I'm going to keep an eye out because I really like the 250 grams gains idea. So that is that. I mean, it might look like I've bought a few bits, and I have, but so many of these are for Christmas that it's like it's coming out of my Christmas budget, not my yarn budget. That's how I justify it, and I'm sticking to it. So that's that one. Then I bought some yarn, and I can't remember who it's from, so I'm going to have to open these, but there's these 3. So I'm going to open them now. And these, I was planning to make socks for my kids for Christmas. So let me open it up. Who are they by? Who are they by? I've forgotten who I bought them from. These are from Fab Funky Fibres. There we go. There we go. Fab Funky Fibres. It's her ball band. It's quite cool, isn't it? Not seen that yet. And this one is called, they're all self-striping. It's a little bulb stitch marker. This one is called Happy Days, 75.25. It's 50 grams, which is enough for a kid's pair of socks. And it's all the purples. It might not look like much on here, but when it knits up, it was like a purple gradient. So from light purple through to dark purple. And I think that's going to knit up amazing. So there's this pair of purple socks there. They're not really a Christmas colourway. So I think I'm going to make my kids Christmas socks this year, and then socks not just for Christmas, as Christmas presents. I don't know if that makes sense. And I'm thinking of making the twists, though kids' feet grow so quick, don't they? And I just don't want to waste this yarn for it fitting them for a year and then not fitting them again. So I was thinking of making the twisty sock, which you don't put a heel in, and because it's like a twisted rib all the way around, it twists. Kate Celine has a free pattern for that. It will fit them for longer because it will just slowly get shorter as their feet get longer, but you don't have to worry about heel placement because there is no heel. So I'm thinking about that. But anyway, so that's the first one, this beautiful purple. Then I have got this one. What's this one? Use the rustling. It's a nice kind of rustling. Ooh, forgot about this one. Look at this one. Look at the greens on that. And again, it's the same principle as the purples. It's like graduated greens from light through to dark. And this one is Happy Days self-striping again, just in green. Really like this. I don't like green for myself, but I think for socks you can wear any colour, can't you? So anyway, there's a fabulous bright green to go with bright purple. And the last one I bought, forgotten. Ooh, yeah, I like this one. And this one is called Heat Wave. And it's a gorgeous, again, she's got a different band on this one. So this is called Heat Wave, and it's 75.25, and it's a beautiful grey. And the stripes are like orange, yellow, pink, sort of coral colour. Yeah, all sort of striped with a grey. That's really pretty. I like that one a lot. So I've got that one as well. So I've got 3 striping socks to start for Christmas presents. So that's those. Well, I've got 3 daughters, so they'll all get a pair of bright socks each. Then I've just got 2 more acquisitions. I bought, so they come in these fabulous bags. This is bags, not bogs. It's Hannah from the Camel's Yarn, and her yarn always comes in these lovely canvas bags, and they're great for scraps or a small project. I mean, I could actually probably keep socks in this. but I tend to keep all my scraps. So from one project, so if I finish a project and I've got all scraps sort of a similar colour, like a big blanket or something, I tend to put all my scraps in one of her bags. And Hannah had dyed up, she lives in Cornwall, and last year she'd done, or earlier this year, she'd done a collection called the Cornwall, what she called it, where is it? Is it written on here? Yeah, the Cornwall collection. And she'd done them all in big skeins, but she had a lot of requests for mini skein versions. And they came out and I bought one because, you know, I live in Devon, it's right next to Cornwall. We go there a lot. We have a lot of memories from Cornwall. So I bought the Cornwall collection mini skein set. And look at these colours. There's like a tealy colour. They're all sort of speckly tealy colour. There's like a pink one, a blue, a purple, a green, a yellow, and sort of a beigey one. And they're really beautiful. And this is the camel's yarn. Can you see that? Is that focusing? I don't know. Hand dyed in Cornwall, yeah. And 75/25, 4-ply. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I had to have them. So I now have them. They're in my collection, and one day I will think of something to do with them, but I don't know yet. So I got those. And then no more yarn, but I did, so my previous bag earlier on, the one by Amelia Joy, I saw she was having a little, she had released some Halloween bags, and I thought, oh, I saw this one and fell in love with it. Look at that. Beautiful witchy bag with a cat and a crow and spooky trees, and yeah, really like that bag. So it's by Amelia Joy. It's just simple inside, and again, just a little drawstring with a toggle on it. So you do it all up with a little toggle. But yeah, really like that one. So I bought myself a little Halloween bag ready for my Halloween socks this year. And that is all the yarny content. Oh no, I did buy more. I was going to show you next time because I felt like I was a bit greedy buying all that yarn, but the most of that's Christmas presents. I have got something else. I'll show it to you now. Okay. So, I was watching Heather and Hop's podcast. Started watching her podcast. Love her. How would you describe it? Her vibe. And the stuff she makes is fabulous. And she was talking about some yarn cones she got from Woolly Knit. And they're really good value. It's £18 for 500 grams. And it's 100% wool. Yeah, so I am going to make myself a Colorwork sweater. I haven't decided which one yet, but these are my two cones. See, it's Woolly Knit, 100% wool. There's nothing else on the label. Two 500 gram cones. Something in this colour with this as an accent, I think. Some sort of Colorwork jumper for me to wear this winter. And for £18 each, that's really good value. And they look great together. So I was influenced by the Heather and Hops podcast to buy these. So I've got these. I'm not going to start it yet. I've got a few other things I want to do first. But yeah, so these are going to make a lovely Colorwork. So if you've got any fabulous, I'm not experienced at Colorwork. I've only done one thing. I don't want anything too, I prefer like swirly patterns as opposed to geometric. Something more flowing. So if anyone's got any recommendations for a really nice sort of simple Colorwork yoke jumper sweater, that would be great. And then dropped it, and then I can, is there stuff in here? Oh yeah, it's got the colour in here. So this is navy, that's colour navy, and this colour isn't written in. Hang on, it might be on the label. Navy, and this is Morning Frost Grey. So yeah, there we go. So that is all the yarny content for this week. It's only been 2 weeks, so there's not loads. It'll probably be a bit longer before I do the next podcast, more like a month I would have thought, and then I'll have a bit more to show you, and I should have started all my Christmas knits. Put those back down, which will be really exciting. So on to the giveaway. So it was just last week I said I would do a giveaway just to say thank you for everyone for sticking around, for being a subscriber. Yeah, just, you know, I really appreciate it. It's really nice to see, you know, when it pings up, oh, you have a new subscriber, and it's just nice that someone's taken the time out to listen to me and watch me and have an interest in whatever it is I might be doing. So the giveaway was for this yarn bag, this yarn stuff bag by my bags of stuff. She's a independent working from home mum who runs her own business. Bags, so you can just, they all say stuff and then you can just put whatever you want on it. So this is yarn stuff, good size for socks or a small, like a scarf or something like that. And then there was this set of yarn from Giddy Yarns that I bought, a spring set. Let me open it again. And there it is, a set of spring yarns, set of spring minis on a 4-ply on a 75/25, 5 little mini skeins of yarn called Spring. So I thought that was really nice. And I asked you to comment what your favourite thing was about spring. And yeah, there were lots of lovely comments, lots of lovely things. I had a good read through everybody's. Yeah, there was, I can't remember what, I should have written them down. There was so many lovely things that people liked about spring. But I did draw a winner on one of those randoms, the first time I've ever done it, on a random comment picker. And the winner was Mandy Ball. I will put that down below as well. And Mandy's favourite thing about spring was lambs sort of jumping, little lambs all jumping around through fields and things like that. So I love that as well. We used to have a dog, and we go up on Dartmoor, and there's hundreds of lambs up on Dartmoor. And you're not allowed to release your dogs in lambing season because obviously they can attack the lambs, and the farmers have the right to shoot the dogs if, you know, if a lamb got attacked. But so we didn't go up very often when we had the dog, but now we don't have the dog anymore. We go up a lot more, and it's lovely seeing all the little lambs running about and jumping about. So congratulations, Mandy. If you could either contact me on Ravelry or Instagram, I'm Heartmoor, so just send me a message on either Ravelry or Instagram if possible. If you're not on either of those, then pop a comment below, and I will comment back and work out how to get in touch with you. But if you could do Instagram or Ravelry, then that would be great, and I will get this out to you. So thank you to everyone that entered that. Love reading all your comments. So yeah, that's it for yarny stuff. What else? Let's talk about gossips. I talked about my mum. She's on the mend, slow improvements there. So hopefully she'll be moving out of the ICU and onto a ward in a few weeks' time. And then a slow progress of physiotherapy to get her out of hospital and get everything working again. So maybe in a few months, hopefully before Christmas. That would be really nice. I don't think she'd want to be in hospital at Christmas. What else? We went to London at the weekend, which I mentioned last weekend. Stayed with my aunt and uncle. They live there. It was just for 2 nights. We took the kids. We didn't do a lot. We went out for dinner on the Friday night after we drove up, and we walked up to Wimbledon Common because they live near there. So we had a walk around Wimbledon. And then on the Saturday, we took the kids to Hamleys. If you don't know, Hamleys is the largest toy store, I think in the UK. It's enormous, like 5, 6 floors of toys. We'd promised the kids we'd take them there, so we did. They were a little overwhelmed. They were so good, actually. They were so good. They picked up a sweet, a little teddy and a notebook. and my other daughter picked up like my man was doing demonstrations of this aeroplane where you throw it and it goes around in a circle and comes back. And she picked up that and some hand sanitizer. Yeah, and that was it. They didn't want anything else. So we did Hamleys, and we then got the ferry up to Greenwich, which is where the Royal Observatory is, and the line of Greenwich Mean Time. So we saw the line and had a look at all the wonderful views at Greenwich and the Cutty Sark, the boat, which is moored there. And then we got the train home and had a barbecue. And then on Sunday, we went to, just down the road from them, they've got a Krispy Kreme factory, Krispy Kreme donuts. So we went and all picked up a Krispy Kreme and then went for a walk at Richmond Park. And then we drove home, which was really nice. So it was a nice chilled out weekend. Look, we went to London this time last year and it was really, really quiet. It was a lot busier this year. It wasn't horrendous, but it was still really busy. But, you know, I guess everyone's staycationing this year. Last year, no one went out, and this year everyone's staycationing. So, you know, we expected it to be busier, but it was still really nice. It was nice to get away. And tomorrow I've got tickets for the 100, the cricket up in Cardiff. The 100 is like a cricket tournament they're doing this summer. It's the first time they've done it where I don't know how much you know about cricket, but they basically ball 100 balls each and whoever gets the most runs wins. So we're going up to Cardiff to watch that tomorrow. So nice early start. We're taking the kids with us. It's a really kid-friendly event, so that should be lots of fun. Looking forward to that. I'll try and pop some pics on my Instagram of that one. And then, yeah, there's only 2.5 weeks left now, summer holidays, before I'm back to work. And the kids are back to school. So it's just, my husband's had 4 weeks off and he's back to work on Thursday. So we've just got some relaxing few weeks. And that's that. I did say I would talk about some books. And I have read quite a few books. Someone recommended in the comments in the last one, the Siege and Sacrifice series. So I've read those. They were good. Read all of those since the last podcast. And I've just started a new series. Kate Daniels series. I can't remember who they're written by, but that's the name of the series. And I'm nearly finished the first book. That seems quite good. It's about vampires and werewolves and magic and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a nice easy read and that's quite good. You've probably seen on the news that you've probably heard of Plymouth on the news recently. Plymouth in UK where I live, there was a murder, not a little murder, there was a murder last week. I don't know all the ins and outs of the story. I try not to read the news too much. I find it too depressing. But someone murdered a little girl and some other people not far from us. Well, Plymouth isn't a big city, so nothing's far from us, which was pretty horrific. So Plymouth is, in mourning at the moment. It's not nice. So, you know, we don't have a lot of gun murders in this country, let alone in Plymouth. So it's a bit horrible, really. So sort of sending all my thoughts and well wishes to anyone who's affected by that. It's when it's close to, it's never nice, but when it's close to home, you know, you just hug your loved ones a little harder at night, because you never know. You just never know anymore, unfortunately, when it could be someone that you know that's unfortunate and targeted. And yeah, there's a big firework competition that happens in Plymouth every year on Plymouth Hoe, and it's on Wednesday night and Thursday night this week, and they're going to shoot up some hearts in remembrance, and they're encouraging anyone that goes to use the torch on their phone and sort of hold them up and on the whole of the Plymouth Sound in remembrance. So we might be going up to the fireworks on Thursday night, and that would be really nice to see and be part of that solidarity. But yeah, I think that's all my news. I hope, yeah, thank you for watching if you stayed this long. It's really nice to chat and talk with people, and I love reading your comments, so pop stuff below, you know, if you've got any thoughts on that jumper or any books, any good books to recommend, or any other good podcasts. It'd be lovely to hear some suggestions of other podcasts to watch. I'm always up for watching those. And yeah, it's been lovely to talk with you. If you like what you see, you could like and subscribe, that would be lovely. And I will see you next time, probably in autumn. How exciting is that? See you later. Bye.